The Azure Storage Emulator comes with the Azure SDK, and you can use it to emulate a storage account locally on your machine. So let's start it here on my machine. As you can see, this is a command line tool. After you have started the emulator, you have it in the icon tree. Here, this little Windows icon. When you right-click it, you can click here on Show Storage Emulator UI. But actually, the UI is just a command line that you can use to start and stop the service. Now the emulator is actually started and we can use it. So let's open up Visual Studio. To connect to the local storage account, you need to use a specific connection string. So let's open up the app settings file of our Wired Brain Coffee admin app. You can see I have specified that connection string already. The connection string needs to be use development storage equals true. And be careful, it's case sensitive. So write it exactly like you see it here. Now I can start my application and it will connect to the local storage account. Let's click on Add Video. Let's select a video. Let's select the programmer MP4 file and let's add it. Now the MP4 file was uploaded to the local storage account. You can see the URI is 127.0.0.1 and the Blobs storage service runs on port 10,000. Here is the coffee videos container and the programmer MP4 file. So now I can actually grab this and I can open up a browser. Let's do this. Here in the browser I paste the URL and I click enter. And now you can see the video is displayed from the local storage account. To access that local storage account, you can't use the Azure portal. Of course, it's not in the cloud. But you can use Visual Studio's Cloud Explorer. Here you have that local point. And when I open this, you can see storage accounts, development, blob containers, and you can see here the coffee videos container that we have created. When I double click this, you can see the programmer MP4 file that we have uploaded. Now instead of using the Cloud Explorer to connect to your local storage account, you can also use the Azure Storage Explorer. Here I've opened the Azure Storage Explorer and you can see here local and attached. Let's expand this and here you have storage accounts. When I expand this, I can see SaaS attached services but no development storage account. I right click here and I can select Connect to Azure Storage. Now the Connect to Azure Storage dialog opens up and I select here Attach to a local emulator. And I click Next and I choose as a display name Development. You can see here the ports for blobs, queues and tables. Files are not supported with a local storage account. Let's click Next and now you can see all the settings for that account. You can see the endpoints for blobs, queues and tables, and you also see the account name and the account key. These are always the same for a local storage account. Now let's click Connect. Now we are connected to that local storage account and we can see the coffee videos container and also the programmer MP4 file that is in that container. So with the Azure Storage Emulator, you can actually develop locally. This makes sense if you don't have an Azure subscription or if you don't have a connection or a very slow connection. Now let's wrap up what you have learned in this module.